Welcome to the Chincheck podcast, where warriors come to tell their stories. I'm your host, Bryce Wilson, and I have an actual legend here today. The whole city knows him. The whole business knows him. An actual legend. A lot of acronyms go with
Jerry
that.
Clark, a.k.a. the legendary Jerry, yes. A.k.a. Jerry motherfucking Clark. Bryce, come on, man. We gonna do it. Let's do it, baby. Exactly. Let's do it, Bryce. Don't hold back, man.
The infamous Jerry Clark. Got a lot of acronyms.
Yes.
Yeah. PGG.
Must no, PGG ain't an acronym. Okay. That's a Ray Daniels acronym. That's not an acronym for Jerry Clark. That's a Ray Daniels acronym. Okay. I told you I'm just a quiet, square Christian man just trying to live my basic life.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you had a very fulfilling, illustrious, amazing life, right?
I have. I really have, man. And I look at how God has blessed me and continue to bless me and continue to rain favor down on me. Man, I almost get emotional just talking about it and thinking about it, because looking back both personally and professionally, you know, we all go through our storms, some worse than others. And I've definitely had some storms where I know for a fact, Bryce, the only reason I came out of that storm is because of God.
Absolutely.
For a fact.
Absolutely. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
People say, you're resilient. No. It's all God, brother.
It's also the energy you put out, how you treat people. You got a good name out here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That definitely contributes it. So let's get this started. We how we do this is we go round by round.
Okay.
So round one, let's dive into when you got into the business, your reasons for getting into the business, and the difficulties you faced.
So I had an uncle that was in the music business, Stanley Bethel, rest in peace, Mr. Bethel. He was my uncle, my confidant, my mentor, and he had been in the industry for years. He was vice president at Philly International. So he took me around to all the Jack the Rapper conventions, the BRE, the Impact. So as a teenager, I was around that. So I was starting to really love being around that, you know, that energy, that atmosphere. But he used to always tell me, like, Jerry, if this is something you want to do, make sure it's for the right reasons. Make sure it's not just for the glamour and the glitz. Because this industry, as you know, Bryce, it'll chew you up and spit you right the fuck out.
Yeah.
So he set me down. I'd never forget, he flew in from LA and we was at his hotel at the suite. And he said, Jerry, you got a gift that only 5 to 10% of people on this planet have. He said, you have a certain gift of gab, and your energy is that when you walk in a room, even at a young age, he said, I peeped it. When you walk in a room, people gravitate towards you. And when you speak, people want to know what you are saying, what you're talking about. So Bryce, he said, you can do one of 4 things. You could be a pimp. You could be a preacher. You could be a politician. Or a promo guy in this music business.
Wow.
And guess what chose me?
The promo game.
The pimping. No, I'm just
I'm about to say, you kind of got all 4. You're a mixture of all 4.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
When you first started talking, I was like, yo, this dude could start a church.
Man, stop, man.
You know, that's a good thing.
Hey, man, yeah.
Influence is great.
Yeah.
Influence is a good thing.
So that's how. So I started interning at 2 labels. I was going to school. I was in college, working at Delta Airlines. And I started interning at 2 labels. One of them was a label owned by Brother Marquise, rest in peace, from 2 Live Crew and DJ Toon, called Down Payment Records. They had an office here. Excuse me. And the other one was Reid Distribution, had an office here in Atlanta. And of course, they distributed Ruthless on the West Coast side with Easy and Relativity Records, East Coast. So I was doing both. So I was doing all the street team stuff, flyer to flyer, hand to hand, I should say, with flyers, picket signs, at the clubs, talking to the DJs. At that point, radio wasn't really, we had college radio, community radio, but the main terrestrial station in the market, they weren't playing rap music, maybe from 6 to 10, maybe. So I was interning at 2 labels, so that tells you how passionate I was to get in this music business. And then once I kicked that door in, people saw my work ethic, and I started building these relationships, I just started growing from there. And then...
And were you running street teams?
No, I was just the Atlanta rep.
Okay.
So Relativity hired me. And when I tell you, Bryce, when I got that $500 a month check back in 1994, 95, you couldn't tell me that wasn't $5 million a month.
Exactly.
I made it.
Exactly.
I made it. Stopped working at Delta Airlines, stopped going to school. So can you imagine what my parents were saying at that time?
Yeah.
And I've told this story to my kids a million times. I don't think I've told it in an interview space. But I remember I came home and I told my parents, I was still in school, and I told my parents that I stopped working at Delta Airlines. And my mom went, "Oh, that's a good job. You can stay there and retire. What you go do? How you gonna make money in this music industry? How you gonna make money? What you go do?" My dad said, "Son, come back here. Come to the back." He said, "Hey, you're young. If there's something you want to do, go for it." And those were the batteries in the back. That's all I needed.
That's what you needed.
That's all I needed. And then a few years later, when I started moving and shaking and grooving, my mom, "Hey, my baby,
proud." That's how it always works.
Yeah, that's how
it always works.
But that balance was, so it was on.
So then you went. So okay, you were on the street team. When did you make the transition over to radio?
Well, when radio started becoming more prominent, especially in a market like Atlanta, my relationships just carried over. So even while working at Relativity, Ruthless, I started working for other labels, doing street promotion stuff. But when artists came in town, like at that time, we had Georgia State radio station. We had 89.3 WRFG. So what really shook Atlanta up is when, from the hip hop side, was when Hot 97.5 came in, which now is Hot 107.9. So that shook a lot of stuff up. So the relationships I had with those same people that were at the college stations, the community stations, carried over because they were the ones that got hired at Hot. Okay. And that really loosened the market up. But I was developing relationships in other markets because I was going on the road with Bone Thugs, and I was out here, Relativity. We had the Beat Nuts, we had Common, we had Fat Joe. And then on the Ruthless side, of course, Bone Thugs was the main, So I developed some strong relationships. And I'm going to say this a lot during this interview, and I say it all the time. That's really what it's about, Bryce. You know this. It all comes back to your relationships.
Yep.
So as I was growing in the industry, and as Atlanta was growing in the industry, I was building those relationships across the board. I had friends when LA and Face came here and LaFace started really paving the way for Atlanta. We all grew up together in this business.
Yeah.
And I just happen to still be here because of God's grace and his favor. So
I saw on your podcast with Steve Rifkin, shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Rifkin.
You said that you first met him when you had an artist?
Yeah, I had I forgot which artist that I tried to take.
Were you managing then, or?
Yeah, I had a production company, management production company, and I had artists signed to me and tried to take it to Steve. He didn't do the deal, but we wound up becoming cool. Once again, back to the relationship where he hired me some years later to be his promo guy, his vice president of promotion. So
did you move to New York for that gig?
No, I would go back and forth.
Okay.
For years. Well, the time I worked with Steve, and then later on with Shakir, L.A. Reid, Jermaine Dupri with So Def on the Def Jam side. So I was up in your side. I was on the East Coast kid.
Yeah. Up in the New York street.
Yeah, up in the New York street. Yes, it was.
It was a wild time. So at any point when you went at the top of your game, when you were in the most demand, were you freelancing then?
I was. Yeah. I was doing what we call, indie radio, indie promotion. So, but one thing
what was that like?
Treacherous.
But fun.
Treacherous and fun. Okay. And very financial beneficial. Very financial rewarding.
Yeah, because you're literally in the seat making and breaking careers.
Yeah. But even when I was doing my indie stuff, I still had a job. Like I was, when Big Boy and Andre and Sherry Rowdy and Michael Blue Williams, they called me to come run a promotion arm for OutKast label. So I did that at Equipment I did later on Purple Ribbon.
Okay.
Then Steve Rifkin called me. Then before that, I was working for Raucous Records, which, you know, with Mos Def, Talib Kweli.
Yep.
So even when I had a job, I still was doing my indie stuff. So anything to augment, anything to augment, my side hustle, it was definitely more financial beneficial than my quote unquote job.
Oh yeah.
So
and you come across all walks of life, right? With the independent side.
Yeah.
So everybody's got cash.
You got to understand, I'm working for the label, and then I'm working artists outside on other labels. So it was an interesting time.
So everybody wanted to be your friend.
I mean, everybody still want to be my friend, especially beautiful women, bro. But no, they did. Ray don't start. Ray, I ain't even gonna look over it. Right. I'm just gonna point. Don't start, Ray. PGG, Here you go with them initials again. PGG. I am not that. I'm a square. Now Ray might be one, but not Jerry Clark.
Not Jerry Clark.
Not Jerry Clark Senior.
Got it.
Yeah. So my life in this business, it's been very, very fulfilling. There was a time when my great friend, colleague, Shakir Stewart, when he committed suicide, it shook me up to the point where I didn't even want to be in this business anymore. As much as I was passionate about being in the business, as much as I loved the business, for the good and the bad, when that happened, I want to just pull it totally away from it. Because I saw somebody, a close friend of mine, who put me in so many situations to win. Like he the one that called me at 11 o'clock, said, "Hey man, I got this play. JD about to come over here to Def Jam. He gonna be on the island side. We bringing So Def. I told the LA already, we gonna make you vice president promotion. Come up here to Southside Studio, meet with me and JD." Like Shake was that type dude for me, as far as constantly putting me in positions to win. So when that happened, it really affected me in a very, very horrendous way.
Yeah.
Because I saw somebody that on the surface had it all. And it hit me like, why wouldn't my friend, my brother want to be here no more with the beautiful fiance, with the beautiful kids, with the Porsche and the big house and the flying private, and it just, Bryce, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it.
Had it all. Especially when you watch the trajectory of him, you know. And
just a great guy too, funny, charismatic.
Yeah.
Just an all around good person, great person.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I kind of pulled back some from the business.
Did you speak to him close to the date that he passed?
We talked. I think it was probably that Tuesday before Halloween, because I think everything happened on Halloween and on that next day, November 1st. And he was just talking about coming down, taking the kids trick or treating, and we was gonna link up. But you know, rest in peace to my brother Shake, one of one. I love that dude. One of one. And he, like, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna continue to give him his props, because he always made sure he put me in situations to further my career and to win.
Mm-hmm. Are there any things that you remember him saying to you that you continuously say to yourself as you move forward?
Not anything in particular. It's just that when I think about around, because our birthday is about the same in April. We like a week apart. And just, whenever April comes around our birthday, I just think about like the funny times we had, and I'll go back and look at some old pictures from parties and all that stuff. Yeah. And it just makes me really appreciate the energy that he brought and the type person that he was.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, that was when that happened. It made me look at everything across the board different. And I really wanted to start looking at people that were in my circle that I thought really had me in their best interest. Mm-hmm. Because, I saw people that were in the circle with him And I won't say our circle because he was, he had a lot of people. I was like, did they really, and maybe this isn't fair, but I was like, did they really love him? Were they in tune with him to really know what was going on? Mm-hmm. But, with things like that, you can beat yourself up and point the finger and all that, but that's not beneficial to nobody. Yeah. That doesn't help any situation.
Yeah. That changed the way. How did that change you moving forward going into the business?
Well, I started looking at things like, okay, it's time for me to start doing things for the betterment of my community, especially with young Black males. So I started a foundation, the Jerry Clark Foundation. And with my love for sports, particularly baseball, I said what I want to do is start doing more mentoring, more getting in the community, doing different things. I was doing it before, but not as much. But I just felt like I had an obligation to do that. So I started my foundation, Jerry Clark Foundation. I started doing different things, created a baseball organization. I had a partnership with MLB for a minute. So, getting more Black males into the sport of baseball. But outside of just on the field, I was doing a lot of mentoring, going to diversion programs, speaking. And I had one of the largest free baseball camps in the Southeast, free baseball camps. Because I just wanted to, make sure that I start deprogramming and reprogramming how we thought, meaning black males, Black kids, period. Because I was like, it was so many places that I go speak to, middle schools, high school, and everybody wanted to be a rapper or entertainer. It's cool to have that dream, but we got to start thinking differently. Exactly. And I wanted to make sure I put my stamp on the youth to start, thinking differently.
Thinking differently, yeah, and seeing things differently.
Yeah.
Compared to back then, well, how do you compare back then the promotion game to now? You got a lot of kids that we ain't gonna go too deep, but you got a lot of kids that are at that point where, number one, it's easy as shit to make a fucking record now. Yeah. But, now
then you got hundreds of thousands of records being uploaded daily.
Exactly.
On Spotify, on all the DSPs.
Yeah, on all the DSPs, yeah. So what's different now, the way you see the game and what it was before?
Radio was the end all be all then. Mm-hmm. You could not, of course I'm sure there were, a few people that did, but you could not really blow up and become a superstar without radio then. Mm-hmm. And you really couldn't even get to the masses without radio. So when I say it was the end all be all, it was radio or bust.
Yeah.
Now, you talk to a lot. I know, I teach at Clark Atlanta University and at Kennesaw State. And a lot of these kids now, they don't even listen to the radio. Yeah. But, and you see, radio is still important. Radio is more like the icing on the cake now, the cherry on top. Yeah. And before it was the whole mixture, everything. Put in the oven, everything.
Yeah.
So it has changed.
Yeah, because I still see, and I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, I still see it as you can become a big star from social media and streaming. But to me, if I feel like you have a ceiling, I feel like the record companies still have control over us because they still control a network of radio stations.
Oh, they definitely.
Yeah.
You think about how many records. You look at the majors have dwindled down. You see all these layoffs, and so it's not as many. Person ain't the major labels. That's definitely different. Mm-hmm. But you look at the amount of artists that labels are promoting. There's still a lot, and radio still has this small number slots for records. Mm-hmm. So you're fighting against these releases every week and going for ads. So it's it's even more now. But now these folks making records like forget radio.
Yeah.
We'll blow up in other ways.
Mm-hmm. Can an independent act still get radio?
Of course.
They can?
Yeah.
Without a major label?
Of course.
Really? How?
It's about who you hire.
Okay. All right.
If you hire somebody with those relationships, it don't matter.
Then you can get
because you look. Let's just be real. You look at all these layoffs. I know some great promotion guys, people, men and women, that are out of jobs right now. But if you're an independent label, Bryce, if me and you got a record right now and call some of the people that I know, they can break a record just as good, better than the folks that still have jobs at major labels. They didn't lose that. I mean,
Yeah.
they got laid off there. You know, this industry is dwindling.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely, man, you can do a record right now. And I know 2 people we can call.
Okay.
I mean, come on, not that you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
I know you still got that pen, Bryce. I mean, I ain't got no skills, but shoot.
Yeah, we go.
Maybe Rocky. What about Rocky? You think we ought to put Rocky in the group?
We'd definitely put Rocky in the booth.
Hey.
Definitely.
Definitely
I think she kill it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think she kill it.
Yeah.
You're not in her head like,
Y'all
don't forget.
She hardcore too. Rocky ain't playing around. She ain't playing around. Yeah.
Just saying it in the nicest way, but really, she really means it's
Rocky from New York too, ain't she? Ain't
she
she
from New York?
Oh, see,
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
But you got that New York blood in you. That's fine. That's fine.
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah. All right, let's go into round 2.
Okay. Ding.
Yeah, you're in the industry. You're the hot boy now.
Yeah.
Right? You're in high demand. How was your life outside of the business? Women, relationships, stuff like that.
Can I drink my water?
Yeah, please do.
Be honest now.
Yeah.
Well, my personal life was very stable. I had a wife. I had 3 children. My 3 children were heavily involved in activities. So I had a meeting in LA or New York. A lot of times they were turnaround meetings. I wanted to get back to cheer competition. So I'm playing baseball. And then I was coaching too. So you got to understand, like I would be out in the studio or whatever, 3 a.m, and he might have a 8 o'clock game. And me being a coach, I got to be there an hour early. So my life at home was very stable.
Yeah.
And that was one thing. I wasn't out here tricking or living for the city. But
so you just ignored the distractions.
Having a family helped me maneuver around the distractions.
Okay.
Because, I remember late nights, those after parties that started at 2, 3 in the morning. I could always use as an excuse, and it was real. Man, my daughter got a cheer competition. My son got a game in the morning at 8. I got to go.
Get out of there. Yeah.
So I was able to scoop. And looking back at it, that was very, I needed that.
Grounded you.
And yeah. So, of course, I moved around. I traveled a lot. But then a lot of times it got to the point where my wife and kids would go with me. I go to New York for a week. They would come. I go to LA. They were with me. When school was out, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that word stable again. I was able to, I had that stability at the house where I can get away from the phoniness and the fickleness and the unethical dealings in this business and get somewhere where I was loved unconditionally. Because when you walk in that house and your kids run up on you, you're not thinking about getting a record played on the radio. You're not thinking about no ad day. You're not thinking about nothing. You just appreciate and love that unconditional love that my children gave me. So I had that. I had the perfect balance.
Okay.
I'd be out in the street, so and I do like to party a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But one thing is, I never and I'm not knocking anybody that do it. That's their thing. But I never was really, never really got addicted or even tried or did any. Never had no substance. Like
issues.
I'll drink some. That mean adult beverage. I ain't popping no pills. I ain't chewing no powder. That's like I say, everybody.
That's the thing.
A lot of my partners did.
Yeah.
It just wasn't me. So that helped too because let's just say I saw a lot of things happen at a lot of parties.
I'm sure.
Bryce, too.
Yeah. A lot
Yeah, I saw a lot of things where I just like, okay, that's happening. All right, cool. That's what they do. That's what they into.
That's what they do, yeah.
Hey, man.
So I got a question for you that
yes, sir.
I asked a lot of my Atlanta guys that come on here, I asked. So I want to know from your perspective because you were in both parts. Because I'm just curious, I'm kind of still putting together the piece of how this whole thing went down. This New York, Atlanta thing, right?
Yeah.
It was never said that like there was a thing. But at the end of the day, Atlanta ended up whooping New York's ass.
Well, and it was so sweet too, because New York had such a sense of arrogance.
Yep.
When it came to anything from the South. I remember talking to, folks in the Dungeon Family and Big Boy and OutKast and Goody Mob, and just, because they really, they were really, no knock to anybody else, but they really claimed the A.
Yeah.
And really put it on their back.
Carried it on their back, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So, and they got hated on.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to, when working records, to hear these New York DJs and all that, it was like, damn. Like, y'all really like, bro, we all just, that country shit, man. We ain't, that was the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I give props to so many. Rest in peace to, I can't even think of my man's name. I was just.
Rigo?
No, DJ from New York. Drama King.
Oh, Drama King.
What's my man, the Drama King?
K Slade. Yeah.
Rest in peace to K Slade, because K Slade and cats like that, they was some of the first New York cats that embraced us, man.
Yeah.
They really embraced us. Like, man, we don't care. We just want to play good music.
Yeah.
But it was, I'm gonna say that word again. It was a sense of New York arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at it, when Atlanta, when we really started carrying that baton, late 90s, we still ain't relinquished it. And I know that has got up under a lot of folks' skin.
Mm-hmm.
New Yorkers, LA, because New York was riding hard, Mm-hmm. And I mean, come on, we all grew up on, whether you north, south, Midwest, whatever. We grew up on, New York hip hop.
Yeah.
And then, LA and them, and then, the Midwest. But then when Atlanta grabbed that baton, we ran with it.
Yeah.
And we put a distance. We did some Usain Bolt types. So we ran.
Exactly. But was it just like a consciousness that got y'all there, or was it actually like intentional, purposeful conversation? Like, yo, we got to stick together, or we have to do this in order to compete or beat those guys?
I just think it's just a sense of how Atlanta culture is. I mean, you look at just culturally how this city is post Dr. King's death to what Maynard Jackson did for the city. He was all about inclusion and how we in this city, we're going to make some money together, whether we like each other or not. We're going to make certain moves together. And I think the music industry took on that of what Maynard Jackson, that seed he planted in the city of Atlanta. Because I tell people all the time, and I've talked to other people in Chicago, New York, LA, and they like, man, we come to Atlanta, we might be in patchwork and in 3 different rooms. It might be 3 different artists, and people, come in like, yo, let me jump on that. Yep. That's just how it was.
Yep.
And that's what, and I remember talking to somebody in Chicago, and they was like, that's why we never blew up as a city like that when Atlanta, because it wasn't that type of camaraderie.
Yep. Chicago had a big problem with
that.
Yeah.
And then, and then different cultures, like even in LA with the gang culture and different. But Atlanta, we was like, hey man, whether we like you or not, if we go make some money. And like I say, what LA and Babyface did with having LaFace here, that changed the whole culture, not just for Atlanta, but worldwide, because you look at what they did. Yep. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been able to take the baton and run with it for 25 plus years. Yeah. Yeah. So I give so much props to LA and Babyface.
Yeah, I look at like how people talk about the Cash Moneys and all these other labels.
Yeah.
Even the Bad Boys, which is, culturally it was gigantic, but I don't think people really understand how many records LaFace sold. Like, to be a production company / joint venture, like they outsold everybody. Like,
you look at LA Reid. You look at LA Reid as an executive, okay, and you look at the artists that he signed that have had Diamond, have sold Diamond 10 million records.
Yep,
artists that he signed: Tony Braxton, OutKast,
TLC, Usher. Yeah.
So you look at what that LaFace seed being planted here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
what it has done.
What it did for the whole city. Yeah.
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 And then what came, I mean, you had, and let's back up, because Dallas Austin, when he came with ABC and all that, he really was, even before LaFace or around that same time. I got to make sure I give Dallas his props. And then, of course, JD came. So you mix all that together. JD was so deaf. Dallas with Rowdy.
Yeah.
And then LA and Face. Man, that's a recipe for huge success.
And then still coming together to do records for LaFace.
Do records. Ain't that something?
Yeah. That's huge.
You know. Yeah. And then the independent mindset in Atlanta and the South as well, because I look at those like Jay Prince in Houston and Master P and Cash Money and Tony Draper. And of course, can't forget Uncle Luke and Big Oomp here in Atlanta. Like just the independent mind state, the mindset of like we go do this with a major label or without a major label.
Yeah.
And that is something that I can say. I'm not saying that other parts of the country aren't like that, but here in the South, it's like woven into the mindset.
Yeah.
So they like, hey, like I said, you look at what Jay Prince did with Rap A Lot, what Tony Draper did with Suave House. Shoot, Uncle Luke really, I mean, what he did with Luke Skywalker record.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a city behind him.
Yeah, just, I mean, these cats sold millions of records.
How were the Uncle Luke parties back in the days?
Why you asking me?
Because you was in that game. I'm just saying.
You was in it too.
Yeah, but I was an artist. I wasn't there then. I would hear.
Bryce.
I would hear. I've never been to one. I would hear.
You went to no Uncle Luke parties?
I was at maybe one. I think at BRE. But
I wasn't. How was that?
It was crazy.
What's crazy? Look, now it was crazy. What's crazy?
That was crazy. It was like, it was crazy. He would bring the environment with him,
Yeah.
But that still ain't what I heard compared to the ones in Miami he would throw for all the promo guys.
I think I went to one in Miami.
I went
to one.
I heard like that was hedonism before hedonism.
I mean,
that's what I heard.
It was interesting.
Okay.
Uncle Luther Campbell knows how to throw a party, but he's a great businessman, and you see how I
see how I deflected to that. Yeah,
see how I deflected.
Yeah.
No, but I didn't go to too many of those parties.
Okay.
Like I say, man, Bryce, like I told Rocky, I'm just a square man. Just a good square Christian man out here trying to live a basic low life. But of course, being in this business, I had to, I had to attend certain events.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe grudgingly.
Yeah, exactly. But you had to, right?
Yeah.
It's your job.
Okay. But yeah, so I've been able to experience some great parties in my life from a lot of different artists.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into round 3 now.
Okay, let's do it.
So
I got a feeling this probably gonna be
you can't run from this one. So
I don't want to run.
Okay.
That's why I'm here, because I when I first met you, the energy is good, and I just wanted to be able to give my story and
appreciate that.
And if it can help somebody get through their storm or get through what they're going through, that's what I want. That's what I want to mission accomplished.
Appreciate that. Well, round 3, there's a part of your life that you went through that I really want to talk about. And then I want to go into how the hell you got out of that and got your brain right again to continue. So at some point you had got arrested as well, right?
Yeah. In January of 2015, the feds came and knocked on my door. And they said, you got a strong inclination that you've been taking bribes. So let me back up a little bit. During that time in my life when I said I was trying to, pull back from the industry some, I still had to make a living and feed my family, but I wanted to start transitioning to doing other things. Like I said earlier, I started my nonprofit, Jerry Clark Foundation, but I started getting more involved in politics, or in that circle, in that sphere. So I was appointed to the zoning board here in Metro Atlanta, DeKalb County, and I was on there. We met once a month. I wasn't getting paid, but it's a powerful board in any municipality zoning. So I I move a certain way in the music industry, and most of us in business, we move when somebody take care of you, you take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
But in politics, you can't do that because that can be considered a bribe.
Mm.
So January 2015, I got a knock on the door from 2 FBI agents and said that they had a strong inclination that I took a bribe. And I said, no, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. And then they pulled out a pad and said, you received a cash payment in this amount at this restaurant on this day, and you received another cash amount from this person on this day to help him get a vote for zoning with his business.
Uh-huh.
So they told me usually when they come knock on the door, they come with handcuffs. They were going to give me a few days to come down with my attorney and turn myself in. So I did that. So I pled guilty to 1 count of federal bribery. So that was January 2015 when they knocked on my door. A year later, January 20th, 2016 is when I finally went to court, my sentencing. Now, people, friends, family, legal experts, even my attorney said, the chances of you going to prison for $3,500 are probably small. Probably going to get an ankle monitor, probably some probation, payback, restitution, $3,500. Even when I went down to do my fingerprints, the young lady at the Richard B. Russell building here in Atlanta, the federal building, she looked at my paperwork and she said, is this amount correct on here? And me and my attorney said, yeah, it's correct. She said, okay. So, of course, I was going in with a glass half full mindset, like, okay, I'm going to, hopefully get probation on ankle monitor because the amount is so low and it was 1 count.
Yeah.
So January 20th, 2016, I get a text from my brother saying that my dad had to get rushed to the emergency room. He had been having heart problems for years, congestive heart failure. So he got rushed to the hospital. So that was heavy on my mind. So I went to court. Bryce, the judge said 9 months in prison. My attorney thought it was harsh. People thought it was harsh for the amount. But regardless, I have to be accountable for what I did. I broke the law. I did something that wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
That was illegal. So I got to stand on it. That's what my mom and dad always taught me. You stand on it. Or as these kids say now, stand on business.
Yeah.
So I broke the law. I left there, the federal building here in Atlanta, went over to the hospital. My dad was on life support. It was pretty much over with. It was pretty much over. He was dead. So all in one day, it hit me. Now, previously, the year before, I had went through a divorce, which I don't care how, when you have kids involved and the family breakup, that's always hard. So that was tough. Financially, it wasn't the same for me because of me, pulling away from certain things. And my contract was up with the label a few years earlier. And I was in a different mind. I was in a different space.
Yeah.
So had my dad's funeral, went and turned myself in down in Montgomery, Alabama at Maxwell Air Force Base to serve my 9 months in prison, grieving heavily, in a deep, deep, deep depression, financially messed up. My daddy gone. I'm headed to prison. Get to prison down in Montgomery, Maxwell Air Force Base. Starting to get acclimated. It was a camp, so it wasn't, people think prison is you getting shanked and folks getting raped and you walk. I mean, it was a camp. Yeah. So, don't get it wrong.
Left if you wanted to, right?
Nah, I couldn't leave.
No, I mean, it was that minimum security.
Yeah, it was. It was a camp.
Yeah,
it wasn't no barbed wires and stuff. Exactly. Yeah. So I was about a month or so into my sentence. I get a call to report to the my counselor's office. And they was like, hey, call your ex-wife. And keep in mind, I was grieving heavily my dad. I'm in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I called my ex-wife. My oldest daughter was in college up in New York. And they said she had a suicide attempt / overdose.
Your daughter?
My oldest daughter was in college in New York freshman year. So when you taking those type blows, sometimes you get hit so hard and you fall down. The only position you can fall down in is a position of prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was taking them. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, one after another.
Yeah. So
was your wife any kind of support?
She was there for my daughter. My ex-wife was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not support. No, I didn't really have. I mean, I'm not gonna say no support because I did have some friends, but yeah, we had went through a divorce, so it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't anything with me and her. But my daughter was in the hospital for a couple weeks. Then she relocated back to Atlanta, and I couldn't touch her, put my hands on her, I couldn't hug her, I couldn't kiss her. So I'm in prison.
Yeah.
So that ate me up. I'm gonna say it again. I was still grieving, heavily grieving. My dad was my partner. That's my dog.
Yeah.
So I came home. Now, financially, it was totally different. I sold our house, the family house. Bryce, I came home to none but my car and my clothes. That's it. Had to start over at 44 years old. But when you have great relationships and you got a good face card, people are more apt to, hey, man, we got this project for you. Hey, man, we go hire you to work at the label. Hey, we got this.
Yeah.
Now, if I was a grimy ass dude and I burned a lot of bridges,
you'd be done.
I wouldn't have been able to come back and bounce back. But God brought me out of that and placed me in a place of restoration. He placed me in a place of restoration. And I've been on that path of restoration since. Now here I am. Fly.
Back in business.
6'4" Rocky. 6'4" glass of chocolate milk Rocky. Hey, I'm talking about, man.
How'd you get your mental state back in the game from all those defeats?
God's grace, a lot of prayer, a lot of reflection.
Did the solitude help?
That's a good question. Some days I think it helped, and some days I think it hurt. Because when the situation happened with my daughter, like I say, I couldn't touch her.
Yeah.
I couldn't hug her. I couldn't kiss her. I couldn't do none of that. Now grieving with my dad, believe it or not, I think it might have helped.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was able to think about, the life that I had with him. I was able to have 44 years, almost 44 years with him. But anybody that knows that lost anybody, any loved ones, grieving is tricky. You can be cool for a while.
Yeah.
And then that grieving, it hits you. Boom.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
So every day I was in there, you got to think about it. Like I said, again, I'm in prison. I'm grieving the loss of my daddy in prison.
Yeah.
It ain't like I could just hop up and, go to the bar and
distract yourself.
None of that. None of that. So,
did you do a reassessment of your life?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, before I turned myself into federal prison, Dr. Sherry Riley, who's a great friend, mentor, she has written books. She's a best-selling author. She called me before I went to prison. And Bryce, she said, Jerry, what is synonymous with 9 months? I said, childbirth. He said, this whole ordeal is about to birth a new Gary Clark.
Your rebirth, yeah.
Let's go birth a new you.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. Because I look back on how I move both personally and professionally. I'm a total different person. I learned about certain people in my circle. Certain people, a lot of people looked at me as a transaction because of what I could do for them. I can help them get their record on. I can help them get a record deal. I can do that. I can help them make money. But when you're not in a position to do that, you just kind of,
on the way,
you know. And I'll never forget another situation or instance. Before I went to federal prison, I was in a deep depression. I was just in the bed all day. And I got a call from a friend in the music business. He said, hey, man, let's go to the strip club, man. Let's go. I was like, Bryce, I ain't want to go. My money was messed up.
Yeah.
I just wanted in that space. I didn't feel like going, man, I know you down. Your dad just died. I know you're ready to go to prison. Let's go, man. Let's go. So finally, I said, all right, cool. I'm going to go. So we went. He had them bring out probably about $20,000 in ones. Handing me money. We throwing it. So I'm not enjoying myself because I'm in a messed up space. I hit this dude probably 2 days later. I said, hey, man, I'm messed up. Like, before I go in, can you let me hold a couple G's? Oh, man, I'm fucked up. I ain't got nothing. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Every man for themselves.
Yep.
Always remember that.
I think we've all had that experience.
It's every person for themselves. Yeah. I don't pocket watch. I can't count his money, but I'm like, man, he's a very well off person. I was like, I was just with you a couple days ago. We threw $20,000 plus on some naked women.
No problem, yeah.
But I'm telling you, I need a little bit of change just to help me maneuver before I turn myself in. And you said, man, dog, I'm messed up. I ain't got it. It's cool. Guess what? I don't never want to be in a situation like that again.
Yeah.
And I remember that. That's when it was like a heavy slap in the face. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, it's every person for themselves.
Yep.
And I
knowing
took
your
it.
place, right? And knowing your place in that world where your place to so many is just a transaction. Yeah. It's just for people.
A lot of people looked at me as a transaction.
Yeah.
So, back to what you said a minute ago. Yeah, I learned a lot. I was able to reassess a lot of things. I was able to look at people for who they were and what they are. And no anger, no bitterness.
Yeah.
Now, I did have a little bit of anger and bitterness when I first came home. Because I was like, oh, man, I made so-and-so all this money. Kept on returning my car. I know he got some opportunity from it took some months.
Yeah.
I was bitter. I was angry. Mm-hmm. And then once that light in my head, like, Jerry, you do what you do. God brought you back. He brought you through this. He placed in your position. Why are you mad? Why are you angry?
Yeah.
I was bitter when I first came home for some months.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah. I was, man. Because I felt as though people owed me something. Yeah. When you go through, don't nobody owe you nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't care how much money you helped them out. I don't care how many record deals, how many records you broke, or whatever field you in. Don't nobody owe you nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to do for you and keep moving.
Yeah. I think the promotional space in the record industry, I feel like is not the most disposable when that person is working. When that person is disposed of in the business,
yeah,
I think that's the one position I've never seen. Like, you hardly see comebacks.
It's hard.
Yeah, like once people in promo, once they're gone, like they're gone.
That's a great assessment.
Yeah, so
they're gone.
Yeah, so if you're still around after that and you can still come back,
you
did great.
Yeah. But then I had to reinvent myself too. It wasn't just all radio stuff.
Yeah.
Like I started managing producers and songwriters and just started doing other things.
Exactly.
With my relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of it was music based, some of it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wasn't working records. I mean, I still work records now. I get some records played and make sure I do all that. But I had to reinvent myself and look in the mirror like, okay, things have changed. This business has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you know, we go from cassette to CD to streaming.
Yeah.
Like you got to reinvent yourself. And I saw too many people, too many friends and colleagues get stuck in a rut because they were so used to moving a certain way and things happen a certain way. I'm like, hey, bro, these budgets not the same no more, dog.
Yeah.
Like you can't move like this. It ain't you can't do this, man.
Yeah. Very different.
So you go stay stuck in your, well, I did it like this before. Okay, stay stuck in there.
Yeah.
And Jerry Clark will keep moving. I'm gonna keep reinventing myself. And I'm still here.
Exactly.
I'm still here, bro. Because of God's grace.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say for people that are up and coming that are trying to get into the business? And not in a cliche way, but just the hard, I feel like people never get the hard facts of what it really takes or if it's even worth it.
We say that last part again?
Yeah, exactly. Because I have a problem with but it's weird to me how when I look at our people and everybody, like, we have to be shiny. You know, we have to have a fabulous job. We can't, like, I always say, like, the guy that made the plastic that goes on the shoelaces, he's rich for generations, right? But for a lot of us, it's like we're always just pointing towards something that's shiny. It's always
our community. If you're not the rapper out front or the singer, like, there's so many things you can do behind the scenes and make a great living.
Yep.
And that's what I stress to the youth that I speak to. Like, you don't have to be, it's just like in sports.
Mm-hmm.
You could be the trainer, you could be an agent, you could be the coach. Come on, man. If you 5'2" and ain't got no hops or no handles, you can still make a great living.
Yeah.
If basketball is something you're passionate about.
Yep.
Everybody, like my son plays college baseball. Everybody's not go throw 90, 95, 97 miles an hour and have a great off-speed pitches.
Yep.
But if you're passionate about this sport, you can still make a great living.
Yep.
You can go work for the Braves organization.
Yep.
If you're passionate about football, you can go work for the Falcons.
Yeah.
And make a great living. So that's one thing that I would tell people, but as far as aspiring in this music business, I'm going to say it again. Build and cultivate relationships. If in any field, but especially in this business. Mm-hmm. I hear so many people say, man, if there ain't a check connected to it, that's a horrible mindset to have. Build and cultivate relationships, because that's always going to be what you fall back on, how you're going to be able to maneuver and win in this business, but in any business.
Yep.
It's about relationships, man.
Yeah. About
relationships, bro. So that's what I tell anybody. Like I say, the students at CLU, we talk about that all the time at Clark Atlanta University. I'm a co-instructor for Fundamentals of the Music Business, and we talk about that all the time, the relationship aspect of it. Yeah. Like, y'all build these relationships with each other.
Yeah.
Y'all the next generation in this music business. It's gonna be running this shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think the relationships, I think it's important. Also, from our age group, I feel like the kids from this generation need to find where the timing is, right? Because with us, it was timing. I'm growing up in New York when this hip hop shit is starting. Mm-hmm. You're down here when hip hop is getting down here. Like timing. A lot of it is timing. Yep. Yeah, timing and relationships.
Yep. A lot of it is timing.
A great combo. So I look at today like, why aren't kids in technology? Technology was the most disruptive movement. Yeah. To the planet after hip hop.
Now you look at AI, kids should be immersing themselves.
Exactly.
They should be immersed.
Exactly.
In that.
And catch that timing.
Yeah, catch that timing.
Yeah. Yep. So, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been quite a journey for me.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I look at it and I laugh. Some days I look at it and want to cry. But guess what? I'm here. God keeps blessing me.
Yeah.
And blessing me.
He's going to keep going.
And he keeps restoring everything that I lost. He restores me. Not 10-fold, not 100-fold, not 1,000-fold. He's restoring me and keeps putting me in positions and situations to win and to be great. And I had to learn on this journey of mine
Yep.
Raised 3 kids. They're grown now.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day, don't have to be soon, but one day I'll be a grandparent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pour into my grandchild like I poured into my kids.
Yeah.
And let them know, life is, this shit like an elevator, bro. Bryce, it's like an elevator now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got a friend that says, he says, life is elevated. You today, me tomorrow.
Hey, man.
And I've never found that to not be true.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So round 4, we want to talk about your legacy.
Ding, 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 ding.
This is the round. but I want to start this round off by asking you, who was your father?
That man was a great man. He influenced me in so many ways for me to be the man that I am, the father that I am. I watched him and my mom. They were married 46 years when he passed. Wasn't perfect. As with any marriage, it's not perfect, but the example that he showed me and he set for me on how to maneuver and just be a man. There's certain things that you have to be and you have to do just to be a man.
Yep.
You know, as I tell my son, keep it player, JC. That's pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
My dad taught me certain things.
Exactly.
Like keep it player.
Yeah.
It's just certain things you can't do. There's certain shit you can't do.
Yeah.
Just as a man.
Exactly.
And now I've instilled that into my son. Like I say, I'll be like, JC, that ain't player, dog.
Yeah.
We don't do that, bro.
Yeah.
That ain't cool.
That's important too.
Yeah, it's very important.
In this world, is very, very important.
Yeah, my dad was somebody I admired a lot. I looked up to, and he poured into me, and I pour into my son and continue to pour into him. He's a young adult. He's 23 now, and I continue to pour into him and try to pour into my daughters as well. And but yeah, rest in peace to my pops, boy. I miss that dude. Real life Memphis player. Real true to life Memphis player. Country
from Memphis?
And my dad from Memphis.
Okay.
My mom's from Chicago. They met in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's let's pimping in this blood, man.
Yeah,
one thing about DNA, man.
It's real.
Rocky, don't say nothing. I ain't even gonna look at her, man. Rocky, this pimping is in is DNA. DNA don't lie. A lot of stuff lie. But DNA don't lie.
DNA don't.
Oh, it don't lie.
No. Chicago got some DNA too.
Hey, man, yeah, my mama, she ain't no joke either now.
Yeah.
Them coming together, that's an interesting mix, boy.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm glad they did come together and produce me. Boy, to be able to sit here now with this great show, this great podcast, I just want to tell you, man, I'm proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
Reinvent yourself.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about, reinvention, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It took a minute to find, I've been out the game so long. It took a minute to find something that I could put passionate behind.
Yeah.
Passion behind. And I started fighting like 10 years ago. And
wait, what?
Yeah. Like jiu-jitsu, MMA.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you
something like that.
Did you go pro or you just do it?
No.
Okay.
No,
okay. I was about to God, what?
No, I'd die. But that was my saving grace, because I was broke. I had no direction, nothing. But that was the one thing I said, just get up and put your head down, shut up and just do it,
Yeah.
And it became very rewarding. And it helped me come to the idea of doing this podcast. At first we were going to aim it more towards the fight game and how motherfuckers can't fight. We got all this bravado and shit on the internet, but nobody can really fight.
And swinging windmill, overhand, can't even box. Don't know how to even throw a jab or
yeah. And then Ray, myself, Shay, we just thought about why don't we chincheck the culture?
Yeah.
Chincheck
It's
the
a beautiful
culture.
thing.
Yeah. And talk to like just real warriors of life, and men that
because I've been chin-checked, as you heard through my testimony.
Exactly.
I've
You've been chin-checked several times.
Life has chin-checked me.
And like Ray said, he said you're like the embodiment of chincheck. Yeah.
I'll accept that.
You've been hit down on a knee and had to get up.
On the canvas, boy.
Exactly.
Thought I was out for the count for a couple times.
Yeah. Hearing the count and still got to, get everything together and get back into the fight.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for, the generations after us. I think it's very important for people our age as well.
Yeah.
to understand how to just,
keep going, man.
through that fire.
Keep going. It's definitely gonna be some fires that's gonna light you up and burn you, and you got to keep going, though, man.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting about this show. It's been more therapeutic than I thought, because
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, when you interview winners, it's like you slowly start to understand that the through line with everyone is embracing that fire. Mm-hmm. We're kind of bred and taught to like run from the fire and avoid it and stay safe, but it's like you won't have a life if you
sometimes
do that.
You can't avoid it.
Exactly.
Got to take it head on.
And most of the time, it's better if you just go through it.
Yeah.
And
I done been through some fires.
Yeah.
But look at me, I'm still here.
Exactly.
Still here, bro.
So this is round 4, legacy. What do you want to leave behind for your family and for your community and for the culture?
I just want people to say that dude was a solid man. He was a solid man. Mm-hmm. He was about upliftment. He was about speaking of culture, pushing the culture forward in a positive way. Mm-hmm. Family, friends, loved ones. He was just all around solid. I'm going to say it again, solid man, a solid person. That's it, man. Simple. It ain't about how many plaques I got on the wall, how many records I broke. I'm proud of the amount of young men that I've coached in baseball that come to me. They're grown now, they're young men, as far as me being a father figure in their lives and how much they appreciate me. And that's really it, Bryce. Simple.
That's enough.
I just want it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
man.
enough. A good example is more than enough.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
You know what, that man, Jerry Clark Sr., he was a solid dude. He was a solid dude. He left a lot of people, and he put a lot of people in positions to win. Because that's really, you look at it, I hear a lot of these music executives say, yeah, I did this, I did this. How many people, like, you look at Jay-Z, look at how many millionaires, how many millionaires he's created in his crew, in his circle, that put them in a financial stable position and create financial wealth just in his circle of friends.
Yeah.
How many millionaires he's created?
Yeah.
Look at that legacy.
Yeah.
So, outside of, me creating winners, that's all I want. I hope that people around me, they pull something positive for me, and I impacted their lives in a positive way. It's really that simple, man.
I like that.
That's it, bro.
I like that.
And for the women to say, hey, man, that...
PGG.
Hey, man, no, I ain't no PG. I told you, that's Ray. I'm not a PGG. Rocky, do you want to tell the audience what a PGG is? I'm going to let Bryce tell it, because I'm not that.
I ain't going to tell
I said it. I walked in the office. I walked in the office and said it.
Yes, you did.
And y'all done took it and ran with it. And I used to, years ago, I used to be a PGG.
Okay.
You want to tell them what PGG means?
It's a go-getter.
You can put the P could be whatever you want to be.
Exactly.
Remember how Naughty by Night? You remember how Naughty by Night just said OPP?
Yes.
Other people's PGG. Property. No, what I'm saying, the P, just whatever, go getter.
Yep. Property go getter.
Okay.
Rocky, God, dog. Yeah.
Come on, Rocky.
So years ago, I was a PGG.
Okay.
Nah, Nah. Oh, yeah.
Me neither. I just heard it for the first time.
Bryce, I know if you don't stop, bro.
So,
if you don't stop.
That's
But
so you retired from that.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just want me one, maybe two, but one,
okay.
one solid woman
that
I can ride off in the sunset with.
Okay. Marriage
might be in my future again. Maybe. I was anti-marriage for a while.
I'm sure.
Now I'm kind of embraced it a little bit. Where I would consider it. I'm not. If not, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to find me a mate and ride off with somebody I can ride off in the sunset with. For the next, God bless me, another 25, 30 years. That would be so amazing.
Yeah, that'd be a fun ride.
Boy, another 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
I know God got me 25, 30.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Come on. I get that. I'm good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm good.
Okay.
So Man, I appreciate you having me, brother.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Bro, for real, this has been great. I've been able.
Gary Clark, I got
this
the
is-
legend here.
And
The
man,
legend. Y'all better
this-
listen to all his words, especially all y'all that's chasing these records and these dreams, because you got to understand logistics and you got to understand reality, and you got to listen to the people that have done it. And if I was you, I'd pay attention to the shit they went through more than the accolades. Because like he said, million plaques on the wall, but it's really about the man that got those plaques and what made him that and what keeps him going through that, because all this shit is temporary.
It sure is, man.
So I want to thank you again for
Man,
coming.
thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, the whole team. You,
Definitely.
Rocky, everybody, man. This has been great, man.
Mr.
I
Daniels,
forgot my brother.
everyone.
I forgot my brother name right here. I want to make sure he's been great. Everybody, and I meet this guy.
Mazio. Absolutely.
But thank you, man. This is good. It's been, and you said something a minute ago about it being therapeutic, and a lot of times when I talk about the past and the storms, it's therapeutic for me. So I'll say it again. I appreciate y'all having me. I just, if this episode, if it's, I'm sure you learned something new about me. And if it's something that can help you get through what you got through, DM me, text me, call me. If it's something that I can help, because this life be life, bro.
It does.
Life be life.
Yep. Life be lifing.
And that's
So
how
y'all get ready, because y'all gonna have to go through it sooner or later. I'm sure y'all been through it. Thanks for watching the Chincheck podcast.
Yes.
Where warriors come to tell their stories. And if your chin ain't getting checked, you ain't even in the game.